Take a look how the university continues to keep their annual ring ceremony alive and memorable for everyone. Drag shows have had to adapt since the pandemic. See how they've changed a way the art had to be shared. And in sports, the golf team prepares for the conference championship, and the softball Lady Jaguars play Northwestern. Find out how they did. Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Amanda Barela. Today we are at Classroom Hall, the newest building added to the university, where we will be bringing you the latest in campus and city news. Texas A&M University-San Antonio hosted an event where volunteers were able to go to Medina River and help clean up. Our reporter, Garcia, brings us more on the story.
The May Center from A&M San Antonio posted on the website Give Pulse a volunteer opportunity where people, not just from campus, could attend this event to help the Medina River natural area pull out weeds and plant new grass. Along one of the many trails and into one of the fields, 12 participants, including both children and adults, pulled out invasive plants such as mustard seed and thistleweeds that are known to be bad for animals and that overgrow the native grass in the area. With collecting over 15 bags of weeds, the volunteers then began to dig holes, scatter new seeds, and place new native greenery such as Indian grass and springle tops. This will later grow and make the field a better environment for the animals and plant life and will cosmetically look better for the people. A small green flag was also put in the ground near the new green for indication of where the park rangers need to water specifically. Everyone who had participated on this day were out there for different reasons, and some were even from different areas of San Antonio. One father who was volunteering also brought his daughters out to help for his own reasons.
The reason why specifically today we want to come out is because we usually go hiking Saturdays, do fun things, but I wanted us to start, now that we're out and about after COVID, I wanted us to start doing more things that are fulfilling. Yes, hiking is fulfilling, there's a workout element to that, but we want to give back. So whatever it is, we want to make sure that we're adding that element to it.
The May Center also explained why they planned and created this event and its benefit for not just the people, but the community as well.
So I wanted to work with the park specifically because it's only 10 minutes from A&M San Antonio, and we have a lot of local parks in our area. It also is really great to just get outside. It's very COVID-19 friendly, right? And so it just is a really conducive opportunity to our environment right now.
Martinez says that she plans to have more experiences and opportunities like this again in the fall when it's less hot. For Enlace, this was Garcia.
The graduating class of 2021 took part in a special school tradition this past week at the ring ceremony. The night before the ring ceremony, the class rings are stored in the dome of the Central Academic Building, where they're kept overnight and guarded. It is legend that the night before the ceremony, the dome holds the spirit of the jaguar, which illuminated the dome and spreads through each class ring. Recipients stood in the president's seal to receive their class ring. On behalf of Enlace, we would like to congratulate the graduating spring class of 2021. For the first time, the Hispanic Serving Institution hosted a collaborative summit that included 14 of the nation's leading Hispanic institutions. The event allowed students and alumni to engage with over 130 companies to gain more knowledge and opportunities in the workforce. As COVID-19 vaccinations continues in the San Antonio area, A&M San Antonio continues to monitor positive cases that can impact the campus community. For the week of April 4th through the 10th, there was no new cases according to the weekly update of positive COVID-19 cases the schools provided. The total of the semester continues to be 28. Also, as of April 14th, the school reported no students in isolation in Esperanza Hall. We'll continue to bring you more updates in the following weeks. The university's library has a new event to spark conversation about prejudice and stereotypes. Our reporter, Katelyn Silva, has more details.
An event coming soon to Texas A&M University-San Antonio will give students the chance to listen to people tell their own stories about their lives and the challenges they've faced. The university library is bringing a virtual human library event to campus for the first time. This idea originated from Denmark and encourages friendly conversation among the human books and readers.
And the goal of the Human Library is to build understanding and challenge stereotypes and prejudices through a non-confrontational and friendly conversation. So basically, the Human Library event brings together human books and readers in order for the university community to embrace diversity through conversation. Several books have volunteered their time to share their experiences with participants who will show up, in this case, students.
There will be 5 human books available to borrow and will be split up into 15 to 20-minute sessions. Students can decide which human book interests them most to be placed into that group.
They will be able to select which book they want to read. For example, A Convoys in the Dark. It's a story from a 911 dispatcher, so they can let us know. Or if they want to read Walking Uphill, it is about an HIV positive survivor in the LGBTQIA plus community. So they can let us know and we'll add them to those conversations.
The virtual human library will take place on April 21st from 1 to 3 p.m. To sign up or learn more about the human books and the event, visit JagSync. Reporting for Enlace, Katelyn, Silva.
Up next, see how local drag performers have had to adapt to COVID-19. Welcome back. The university is launching a new tradition on campus called Senior Week starting Monday, April 19th. These events include decorating graduation caps, mixers, and professional photos. Seniors, be sure to check your emails for more details. Joining us here today is SGA Representative Julianne Garcia to talk about an upcoming event called Jaguars Remembered. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Of course.
So tell us, what is Jaguars Remembered and how did it come about?
So back in 2017, Jaguars Remembers was started by Student Government Association, the Dean of Students, and Alumni Affairs to honor and remember all of the Jaguars that have fallen and that are not here with us anymore.
So if students want to attend this event, where do they find more information about that?
They can go on SGA's Instagram and Facebook to find the flyers that were posted.
And this event is live streamed, correct?
Yes, ma'am. It is on the flyer that SGA has posted with the QR code that any student can access.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us today and giving us information about this event. For more information about this event, make sure to follow SGA's Instagram page. For some drag queens, it's more than just a performance. It's a true expression of art and emotion. But due to COVID-19, this has had to change their performances due to health and safety protocols. Our reporter, Jeremy Lozano, brings us more.
The stage has been a home here for many drag queens in our local community of San Antonio. The live applause has been silent due to the COVID-19 pandemic. What have our queens been doing during the quarantine? The pandemic did not stop some queens from showcasing their art. One of those queens being Christy Waters. Christy has been performing in the art of drag for 15 years, but when the pandemic hit, it changed the dynamic of how Christy presented her art.
It was very awkward in the beginning doing the shows because it was basically I was performing to my phone, and you know when I was performing, I wasn't really paying attention to who's watching or who's viewing or how many viewers are there, and it's like I never really paid attention until I would stop, dancing or whatever, and then sit down and look at the screen.
With drag being Christy's full-time career, Christy really relied on social media platforms to provide entertainment. But Christy also relied on the support of her community to help her get through the pandemic.
When quarantine hit, I kind of sat there and I was kind of like, well, I can't really work. I have a job that's definitely not essential. So what can I do to make money? And then I thought, what if I sat here and I did a show from my room, and I did my makeup and I went live for like 2 or 3 hours on Facebook, and I was performing, and I would perform songs that people wanted, like they would send a request in or whatever. And it was that very first night was a very lovely night. I made over like $500 sitting in my room, like lip singing to music. Cooter Parker is an entertainer who has been performing in the art of drag for 6 years, and Cooter's drag was also affected by the pandemic. Cooter found a new calling amidst the pandemic, but still contributes some time to her drag persona.
So now I have a full-time job where I help individuals in the LGBT community, but when I have the free time or the availability, I can still dive into that world as well.
Cooter Parker really misses her drag persona and the hype and interactions from the crowd prior to COVID, but is hopeful for a better year for drag.
It's still not the same experience, so you still miss that experience where you have all these people around you and you're getting to interact with them, without a piece of plastic in front of your face.
Reporting for Enlace, this is Jeremy Lozano.
After the break, all the details from the Spurs versus Raptors game and more in Jaguar Sports.
I'm here at the Strawberry Festival, the first major event in Poteet, Texas, and the San Antonio area since pre-COVID-19. There's great weather tonight, there's plenty of people out here, and there's no mask mandate in place, which is a tremendous accomplishment considering what we've been through here in the last year.
And of course, it wouldn't be the Poteet Strawberry Festival without food and without some great action at the rodeo. There was tremendous bull riding that took place, and with a full crowd there to cheer them on, it felt like a night unlike any other. The live bands also played great music throughout the night. People danced the night away, as it was a strange scene seeing people without masks for the first time in over a year. The rides were also great. Overall, it was a tremendous show put on by Poteet. Robby Chavez, Enlace.
Buenas y bienvenidos a Jaguar Sports. Los saluda Alejandro Diaz, listo como siempre para traerles la mejor información deportiva de la semana. Pitazo inicial y arrancamos con los Spurs de San Antonio que visitaban a los Raptors de Toronto en una nueva jornada de la NBA. El equipo de la ciudad del Álamo llegaba al duelo con 2 victorias al hilo luego de derrotar como visitante a Dallas y Orlando y esperaban seguir por la senda de la victoria. Sin embargo, Pascal Siakam y compañía fueron demasiado para los Spurs y los Raptors se llevaron el triunfo por marcador de 117-112. Derrick White se reportó con 25 puntos y Patty Mills contribuyó con 23 unidades para los Spurs que ahora están en la 10ª posición de la Conferencia Oeste. Entramos ahora a la acción del softball de A&M San Antonio con el doblete que jugaron las Jaguars ante Southwestern University este martes. Pues bien, las Jaguars lograron traerse un triunfo en su visita al Southwestern en el segundo juego del doblete, logrando una victoria por 5-4. Las Jaguars venían de dividir otro doblete entre las rivales de conferencia Jarvis Christian el sábado en Hawkins, Texas. Evi Rodríguez obtuvo la primera blanqueada en la historia del equipo para lograr el triunfo por 1-0 en el primer juego. Ya en el segundo, las Bulldogs de Jarvis Christian se llevaron la victoria en otro cerrado encuentro por 4-3. Las de A&M San Antonio tendrán su último juego de locales este sábado cuando reciban a Our Lady of the Lake en el complejo Tejada. Y del diamante del softball pasamos ahora al green de golf, y es que el equipo masculino de A&M San Antonio tuvo un evento en el Golf Club de Texas como preparación para el campeonato de la conferencia. Pues bien, los Jaguars tuvieron su mejor resultado por equipos al marcar 314 golpes, 9 menos que su anterior récord. Javier Hasso registró un albatros en el par 5 del hoyo 13, algo que se ve muy poco en el golf. Hasso además tuvo su mejor registro personal con 71 golpes y Alejandro Guarneros también mejoró su marca personal con 77 golpes. El campeonato de la conferencia se llevará a cabo en Victoria, Texas, el próximo 3 y 4 de mayo y será el último torneo de la temporada para los Jaguars. Buena suerte para ellos. Bueno, eso es todo lo que les tenía para hoy, pero nos vemos la próxima con más de Jaguar Sports. And after the break, Santa Perez has a new Have You Seen This Yet?
Welcome back to Have You Seen This Yet? This week, I'll be giving a review for the Netflix original movie, Thunder Force. As always, be prepared for spoilers. Thunder Force became available to stream on April 9th and stars Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer. The film had some promise to it due to the likability of these two funny leading ladies, but it became more of a letdown than anything else, with awkward, cringeworthy humor. Not to mention McCarthy and Spencer's on-screen chemistry falling flat, along with a lazily handled story. Speaking of which, what was supposed to be the tone here? Was this meant to be a poorly executed parody of comic book adaptations, or simply a derivative movie that desperately tries to cash in on the zero to hero trope? Either way, it was a major disappointment, especially when knowing that these two actresses are capable of so much more. This has been Santa Perez with Have You Seen This Yet?
That's it for this week's episode of Enlace. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Enlace News for the latest updates. And as always, wear a mask and stay safe. See you next week.